Hi guys, welcome back to my XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review Cobalt Blade Noctis. So let's start from his stats. So I can say that his stats is not that good, okay? It's decent but nothing special. Like you can see that on normal form he only get 180% attack, so it's below average because I think Neo Vision should get like 200% attack boost. But yes, luckily he gets that on Brave Shift form, and like you can see that his health, defense, spirit are simply ordinary, nothing extraordinary, okay? And he only get 150% through dual wield, which is normal. So yes, simply average character. Okay, for his passive, and he also get 30% physical and magic evasion. This is nice for his survivability, but I wish he gets fatal damage protection instead of this. But one thing that really special about him is he is true Brave Shift character. What do I mean by that? Okay, so true Brave Shift character can freely switch back, okay, between normal and Brave Shift form. You don't have any cooldown, and the best part about Noctis is he has full limit burst on the first turn on normal form, okay? And if you switch back from Brave Shift form to normal form, his limit burst gauge gonna be full. So yes, his stats may be not amazing, but this feature is awesome, okay? That means you can use his normal limit burst as often as you want, okay? Simply revert back from Brave Shift and you will have full limit burst, okay? And on Brave Shift form he is a dragoon, but I can say it is not that good in terms of passive, okay? Because he only get 300% jump damage. Remember that King Edgar Mazurka get like 400%. So yes, it doesn't make him into bad character, but I simply tell you that his jump damage passive is quite low. Okay, so enough about stats. Now let's talk about the normal form. So on normal form he is a Stardust Ray Chainer, and I can say his Stardust Ray is nothing special. It deals simply average damage, 72 times non-elemental with 120% light imperil, or you can use 32 times light element, okay? It is AoE attack, but it imbue yourself with light element for 5 turns. So this is used when you want to deal light damage using your limit burst, but I don't think it is that needed because you will see later that his strongest attack already imbued with light element, and he can also become your buffer. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems they buff him on the global in this department, because when I make preview video about him, the all stats buff only lasts for 3 turns and 5 turns cooldown, but this time the stats buff lasts for 5 turns and it also has 5 turns cooldown. So that means if the enemy cannot dispel your buff, you can make Cobalt Blade Noctis into your buffer, okay? And he also get 150% undead killer to himself. Too bad it is not AoE, but it's okay, I guess. For Grandest ability, it's also ordinary, simply more powerful Stardust Ray Chain. For limit burst, I can say this is where this form is special, okay? Because it imperil 25% of enemy sword resist. So like you know that sword is often used by lots of characters on this game. So 25% sword imperil is very nice, okay? So remember that to equip sword if you want to take full advantage for true dual wield character, because let's say if you equip sword and spear or other weapon, that means you only get 12.5% imperil for your damage, okay? It works exactly like elemental imperil, so pay attention on that. And for the limit burst himself, I can say 15 hits and 48 limit burst crystal. It is not the best limit burst you can get for damage, okay? But yes, only for sword imperil. That's all for the normal form. Now let's talk about the Brave Shift form. On Brave Shift form, he can still chain with Stardust Ray, but you don't want to do that, okay? unless of course you need to imbue light element, but again you don't need that because I think his imbue light only useful for his Brave Shift limit burst, and yes, his jump attack is much more powerful compared to his limit burst. Take a look on the screen, okay? So he can do jump like King Edgar and Mazurka, but the special thing here is, like you can see, the damage modifier is much higher compared to Mazurka and King Edgar. Why I say much? Because remember, for jump damage, they gonna be multiplied by jump damage boost. So yes, the difference only 20 times, but because you will multiply the damage by using jump damage boost modifier, it is huge, okay? And the best part is the jump delay only one turn. Like you know, Edgar and Mazurka jump delay is 2 turns. Okay, so wow, this only one turn. This make him can deal massive amount of damage, and he can also get 6 times damage modifier from Armiger charge, but it's only minor, so it's okay even if you don't imbue. I mean, even if you don't get the damage modifier, okay? Like you can see here the table, if you're able to reach 800% jump damage, he can deal 900 to 954 times damage. Remember that he is true dual wield character, which means you will deal twice of this written damage modifier. How's that not insane, guys? I can say that he is probably the best physical burst damage at this point, okay? Period. And he also has a buff, okay? 300% attack to himself like other offensive characters. And he also get 150% limit burst damage, but you will see later you don't want to use that limit burst. And you also get 20% light damage boost. So yes, you can still boost your awesome jump damage by using this cooldown ability, okay? 20% extra because your jump is locked to light element. So this is both good. This is bad and good at the same time. Good because you don't need to imbue or whatever, but bad because if you fight enemy who resists against light, then bye-bye Noctis. Okay, and for Grandis ability, it is 100 times Stardust Ray Chain. I think the only useful thing about this Grandis is for Imperil. That makes you don't need to switch back into normal form. I know you need to use your normal limit burst to get Sword Imperil, but if you don't want to use Sword Imperil, then use this Grandis ability to Imperil Light Element. For limit burst, like you can see that it is 6 hit attack, but the animation is close, so I can say you can use it as a finisher. You don't need to have duplicate to utilize this to the fullest, okay? And like you can see the damage, even if you able to have 300% limit burst damage on his passive and get that 150% limit burst damage from his cooldown ability, it still deals lower damage than your jump. Remember that written damage modifier on the screen is only one attack, okay? You are through dual wield, so let's say that with 800% jump damage, he can deal like 1800 damage modifier. So that's insane, okay? So don't bother with this Brave Shift limit burst. Sure, he has that 150% limit burst damage buff, but I think it's better to use that LB damage buff for his normal form, okay? So yep, that's all for the Brave Shift form. Now let's talk about equipment. So for equipment, like I said before, on Brave Shift form, focus on his jump damage because it is much superior compared to your limit burst, okay? So max your jump damage, after that go for killer. No need to care about his limit burst damage boost. But on normal form, okay, if you want to use this Sword Imperil, okay, if you want to improve his damage, then yes, equip limit burst damage boost on his normal form. Because sure, you only need the sword in peril, but extra damage is always nice. So yes, build his normal form with limit burst damage boost. Okay, and his innate jump boost is low, only 300%. But again, if you able to get the Trust Master reward and STMR, you already get 500% jump damage. So you only need 300% more of jump damage. You can get it from Liberta, Flapping Wings for cheap alternative, okay? So very nice and affordable equipment. And I think if you get Noctis and you have 2 of this Noctis, okay? Before you convert the second Cobalt Blade Noctis into Fragment, I suggest you to get the Trust Master reward, okay? I think you can equip 2 Balmung to get 200% jump damage, which is really helpful for you, okay? And again, about weapon, okay? If you want to take advantage of the sword in peril, let's say your rotation including using that limit burst, then make sure you equip 2 swords on both hands, because that will make you able to take full benefit from sword in peril. But if you don't care about sword in peril, then your secondary weapon is all up to you, okay? And I think it's better that way. Just think about this. For first weapon, you want to equip Balmung, right? And on secondary weapon, you can equip like spear that gives you dragon killer and jump damage boost or whatever. So yes, I think okay, if you don't want to take advantage of this sword in peril, you are free to equip anything. Basically, focus on jump damage and healers. That's how you gear him. So that's all about the equipment. My conclusion for Cobalt Blade Noctis. So like I said on the beginning, he is the best physical burst finisher at this moment. Yes, his attack may be locked to light element, so I hate that, okay? But on some Dark Vision stage, I have used Terra even on non-fire stage, and I can still get the easy maximum damage. So I think Noctis is the same like Terra. So as long as the enemy doesn't have light resist, he is insane. Pretty nice. And for this sword in peril, it is also good because there are lots of characters who equip sword. Just make sure you equip sword on both hands for true double character. Okay, and other than good, his Trust Master reward and STMR also superb. So it is very rare. Usually if a characters are good, their Trust Master reward and STMR are kinda trash, but this Noctis, no. Both TMR and STMR are pretty good. First, the Trust Master reward. Sure, the passive is not activated when you equip it on other character, but for the Trust Master reward level, the attack power of this sword is still very high. Make it really worth. Okay? So that's for the Trust Master reward, very nice. And for the STMR, wow, this is also good. Okay, this STMR gives you 50% undead killer and 100% jump damage. So even if your character is not a dragon, you still get benefit. Okay, like you can see that the attack boost is amazing, the light resist is very nice, and 50% undead killer gonna help you on Dark Vision or Trial. Okay, so really nice. Congratulations if you get Noctis. And for the Vision card, again, this is really good. So like I said on the beginning, the sword is one of the most used weapon on the game, and from what I can remember, there are only few Vision cards which complement sword. Okay, the one from Final Fantasy II Furion and Riku from Kingdom Hearts 3. Riku Kingdom Hearts 3 is limited, so this one is really nice if you need Vision card that boosts sword equipment. Very nice. Okay, and remember, upcoming banner probably gonna be Ardyn, and from what I hear, he is also a jumper, so this card is also useful for him. But I believe he also has a card that improve his jump damage, but I'm not sure. I haven't taken a look on his card, but yes, this card is really good. So congratulations if you managed to get this Noctis. So yeah, I think that's all you need to know. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Private Experience guide. Bye bye guys.